communication is basically just the ability to transfer knowledge, ideas, information from person to person by digital means. It's usually over like a computer, mobile device, phone, anything like that. One of the most common forms of digital communication that we know has been around for a while is email. With this, you sign up with an email provider, you get an email address. Through that, you can send messages with attached links, documents, pictures, anything like that to single people, groups of people, as long as they have email addresses that you can send it to. There's a lot of email providers out there. Most of them offer some sort of like free product where you can send emails and then you can pay for like more storage or different features. The two main email providers that people use are Gmail and Microsoft Outlook. They both come with some really neat features that also enhance digital communication aside from just sending emails. A couple of these are like the calendar or cloud storage, which can make it a lot easier to communicate in different ways. So the calendar is a really neat feature because events that are sent to you in emails can be put directly in your calendar, and then you can communicate them to families or like classes or groups of people by inserting them into their calendars too, which makes it really nice to just schedule things with other people. And cloud storage makes it really easy to communicate too, because you can take things and put them into the cloud and share them for like editing, for viewing purposes with people, as long as they have internet access, which makes it really nice. Then texting is another sort of digital communication, common with phones. You just need a service provider and you can send messages. Usually they're smaller, they're more informal, but it's become probably one of the most common forms of digital communication today. The one downside to texting is most providers, if you're like texting with data, you have to pay outside fees to text like internationally to reach people outside of the country, which makes it so it's really convenient within the country, but outside of that it gets hard. However, Apple kind of did fix that with like iMessage, which isn't technically a text message, it sends with Wi-Fi, and you can send it out of the country for free without the fees. Which makes it really convenient talking to people who live in other countries. Like I said, texting has become like, I would say, one of the more common forms of digital communication today. As you can see, especially among younger people, like sending 100+ text messages a day is far from unheard of. And it's just a very convenient, quick way of getting information across to people. Aside from like standard, like formal texting, there's also messaging apps, which can run off the internet. WhatsApp, GroupMe, Facebook Messenger, Google Hangout are some really common ones, and they're useful for basically the same purposes. WhatsApp is actually the most widely used messaging app in the world. A lot of countries in South America actually use it over regular texting because they have like better Wi-Fi in their areas than they do actual self-service. So it's really great for just grouping people, phone calls. Another form of digital communication is social media. You can get messages out to masses of people through that, or using features like Instagram's like DM or Facebook Messenger, you can private message people as well. So there's a lot of different ways to get information out to specific people. And one of the biggest growing ones is Snapchat, which is neat because it has features like your story, which you can share with like large groups of friends, more like social media, but it also has the self-destructing like picture messages that you can send to individual people, which is cool. Beyond just texting, you can also voice call. Phone calls are pretty common and standard, and you can leave the voicemails in their mailbox, so if they don't pick up, they can hear your words later. People are pretty familiar with this. iPhones have gone beyond that and made it so that you can FaceTime, which is not just a voice call, but has a two-way visual, so you can see the person that you're talking to in real time, which kind of makes it so you can get like physical cues instead of just words while you're speaking with them. There's a lot of apps for video chat like that too, the main one being Skype. Skype's basically the same thing, except you download the app, so it's not just iPhones. And Skype for Business has made it so that you can put large groups of people into like a video chat office and you can have meetings that way. Aside from just like the personal, like person-to-person type of communication, there's also mass digital communication. Media sharing sites like YouTube allow you to get ideas out to large numbers of people, and they can comment back and give you their feedback with that as well. Blogging sites work in a really similar way, like Weebly, Tumblr, or Squarespace, where you can get your own web page. You can put up things that you think are interesting or things about yourself, and people can give you feedback, so you can get your ideas out to large numbers of people on the internet. All these forms of digital communication have worked together to make the world just like a lot smaller, a lot more connected. It's easier to get ideas from place to place over long distances. It's really useful and it's getting better like every single day. So it's a really cool feature, and I hope you all learned something from this presentation.